Hello, I'm live again. And again, I have to just press the button on Instagram just to get that going. Kind of getting used to this now. It's kind of good. So, yesterday, for whatever setting I had, didn't save the settings on YouTube. So, I couldn't save all of your amazing chat comments there, which was a shame. But hopefully, I've got it done right this time. So it's great to be here. There's a few of you here live. I know quite a few of you have watched the replay from yesterday, and we are on Tuesday, the second day of 5 days of live stream. Oops, and I was only going to do 10 minutes a day, but I kind of went to 20 minutes yesterday. What I'm doing this week is I am sharing with you my new book. It's called the Bootcamp book, in case you didn't know. And the link below is where you can get it. But what I really want to do is an exercise from the book that takes a few days so that you can get a feeling or a sense of the book and of yourself and of the exercises, because we're living in a world right now where everybody's handing their responsibility over to everyone else. So you look after me, you look after this, you look after that. And it's time for us to look after ourselves. So let's get straight into it, shall we? I see Tracy's here. Hiya, Tracy. Yesterday I did a pineal gland solfeggio fork. Today we're going to take a step back and do, this is one for me, is an embodying and a solidifying, because the work I want to do today is about bringing yourself back in, because yesterday we did that. All right. So yesterday, what did we do? We sat in the present moment. We unhooked our energy. We brought it in. So as I'm speaking this, if you saw yesterday's part one, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't and you're watching this on a replay, you can watch this number one first and then this. But let's do it together. So your energy is outside of yourself. And this is why we have to repeat the exercises, because even though you guys brought your energy back in, it has dissipated since you've done that. So constantly just to practice, bring my energy in, bring my energy in, bring my energy in, bring my energy, even just doing that all day. Yes, all day makes you stronger and more solid. So then the phone will ring and you have to deal with something, or you're in work and somebody says something, or even family, and you're here, you're present, you go, okay, what's going on? Because you're here. So the note I'm going to play is to help you bring yourself in. It's quite high, isn't it? Because we've all gone up in frequency. Using this note to bring you in. I'm coming in. There we go. I am coming into the present moment. Kind of helps you focus. The exercise we're doing today is awareness. And we did awareness yesterday. If you remember, we brought ourselves in, we checked our energy field. So I'm going to open to day 2 of that exercise. Let my bookmark. Some of you will know what this is. And we're going to do awareness day 2. You're learning about your energy field. And yesterday you connected into it and started to do some healing work. And if you haven't done it, it's okay. We're here now. That's what's important, being here now. So I talk about sitting in a quiet space where you won't be disturbed for 10 minutes. So if you want to join me on an actual bootcamp program, that's really important. And I help wean you into doing that. So what you can do is set an alarm on your phone and then forget about it, because we just have a tendency to, is it 10 minutes yet? Is it 10 minutes yet? Is it 10 minutes yet? So if the alarm is set, you don't need to even think about it. Said, okay, and you breathe. So let's breathe together. Put our feet on the ground and breathe in, bringing our energy in and release. Breathing and bringing our energy in. And if you remember yesterday, we were cleaning it because we didn't know where it was when it was coming back in. So visualizing it getting cleaned. It's just nice and it's sprinkling in. It could be like snowflakes. It could be like light just coming in. I'm asking my energy to come in cleansed and healed. And then we're breathing and dropping down. You can see why we would need 10 minutes to do this. Breathing and dropping down. So if you need to close your eyes the way I'm doing just to get a focus on it, then go ahead. Breathing in, dropping down. And you might notice if your shoulders are tight, you might want to stretch. Breathing in, you're breathing yourself into yourself. I'm breathing myself into myself, coming in and down. Now, let go of anxiety and bring your awareness into your physical body. That, my friends, is one bullet point in this exercise. And I know for a fact that that could be a very difficult thing for people to do. What you do is you bring your mind into your body and check and see, how do I feel? So you're checking, oh, there's a bit of anxiety right here. So you notice it, first of all, you notice it. Now you don't have to do anything. Are you feeling anxiety right now? I mean, those of you that are here live, you can put comments in and I can see the comments when they're on Facebook and YouTube, which is great. And I can address your comments and I can put your comments up on the screen like this fabulous one. Thank you, Sophia, Shania Sophia, who left a comment before we even started. Bringing your awareness, your gentleness, your compassion into where you're feeling anxiety. And then you breathe with it, right? You breathe with the anxiety. You don't try and get rid of it. You just, that's all you do is you just breathe into it. Take a breath in. And when you're not anxious about being anxious, you remove a layer of anxiety straight away. A lot of the anxiety comes because you don't want to admit that you're anxious. So just saying, okay, I'm feeling a little bit of anxiety, a touch, or I'm feeling a huge amount. I'm feeling a stuckness. There's so much anxiety. It's like a rock on my chest. It doesn't matter. Just be with it and separate yourself from it so you can see that it isn't you. It's what you're experiencing right now. It's what you're experiencing right now. And it isn't good and it isn't bad and doesn't mean it. What it means is that you have this emotion in your energy field that's uncomfortable. So bringing your compassionate awareness to the energy of this emotion. Do you know what it's from? Is it yours? So that would be the first step. See, I can see why I'm taking a 3-day exercise to do over 5 days. Because we want to go into it in more detail. Is the anxiety that you're feeling, is it yours? Ask it. Excuse me, am I picking up anxiety from the people that I live with? Am I picking it up from the country? Am I picking it up from the internet? Is this mine? Now, what you can do when you have your feet flat on the ground and you bring your awareness through the body, bypassing the anxiety into the hips, into the legs, into the ground. So you feel like you're more here. You can breathe through the anxiety. Send away any anxiety that doesn't belong to you. And I think that you will find that it will shrink because you are able to manage your anxiety, but you're not able to manage the anxiety of the entire world. And it's the seed for the pearl. It's the magnet that attracts like attracts like. If you have a small bit of anxiety, it's picking up everything else. Now I'm feeling it's a release now. So you're back with one piece of anxiety that's yours. And you go, okay, what is this about? Now I just met someone who's living in the same building as me, and she just resigned her job. And so she's feeling anxiety about what am I going to do next? That's valid. Or someone who's sick and they're actually sick and I'm feeling anxiety about what to do next. That's valid. So say, okay, there is a reason why I know why I'm feeling this. but I'm not going to give myself permission to pull it in from the entire world and carry it for everybody. So I only want my own anxiety because that's all I want to handle right now. And then you can hold it and you can go, okay, I'm going to be okay because I'm going to mind myself with this anxiety like you're holding a baby. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because as you cradle yourself and you support yourself, you go, okay, am I making myself do too much today because it's me plus anxiety? Or can I just breathe through it and shrink it because my brain is telling me it's worse than it is? Because I make a plan, because I know what I can do. So if you acknowledge, and that's what this whole book is about, raising your vibration is not pretending you're not feeling anxious. It's knowing that you are, and then looking after yourself in it. Sit down with a cup of coffee or tea or juice or whatever you like to drink and say, anxiety, what is it that's causing my anxiety? And you list it all out, and then you make a plan. The best plan, by the way, is a plan that you make when you're not feeling anxious. It's a plan when you're not in fear, so that you have it there solid, and then you can come back to it and you can go, oh yes, now I remember what I have to do with this, and I remember what I have to do with that. So I have a question from Joan Tomlin, a really good question. Do you believe you should completely experience some feelings to get them out of your system, like anger, sadness, and guilt? Well, I believe that you should be able to recognize the difference between each of these feelings. And then you can question, where does this come from? Is this my anger? Or am I in a cesspit of anger that's accelerated and amplified by everybody else's anger around me? Does that make sense? So you could be feeling your parents' anger, your ancestral anger. You don't feel it, process it. You're not a feelings factory. Some people might think that you're a feelings factory, right? So they throw all their feelings at you because you can process them, transform them, transmute them, and get on with your day. So you could say no, because, I've said so even in the book, you're disempowering somebody else if you process their feelings for them. So just washing off all the feelings and go, okay, this is what I'm feeling right now. And I respect and honor myself in that. And then what you do is you go back to the exercise we did yesterday. So like this is day 1, day 2, day 3, which is I used golden light and I cleansed and I healed my aura so that there's no holes in my aura, so that I'm not picking up extra feelings from other people, so that I'm not getting overwhelmed by this anger. So let's just say that this is your anger. Okay, this much anger. And it's bigger, but you're shrinking and you're shrinking. This amount of anger is going to always be the same amount. But if you get bigger in your energy, you can manage it better. Okay, and anger is a good thing. So if something is happening that's making you angry, you're allowed to be angry. So there's another thing. I give myself permission to be anxious because I have a valid reason to be. I give myself permission to be anxious because I don't know why I'm anxious, but I just am. So I'm allowed to be with that. Be with the unknowing. I hope this is making sense, because emotions are not the leaders of us, but our brain is also not the leader of us. So we have to be mind, body, strength, and power. And if you're knocked over by all these emotions because you didn't pull yourself into yourself, you didn't expand so you can hold them and you can be grounded in the earth, you're not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to be able to take any action. And you're here in a physical body and you have the capacity to make a choice and to do something about something, right? But you want to do it at a higher frequency. So let's just sit for a moment, and I'm going to do the fork again. Oops, I dropped my hammer. So you can see why you need to remember who you are, right? This is who you are. This is who you are, and the emotions are what you're experiencing. It's like the mountain with the weather, and the emotions will pass, and you are still here beneath it all. You are not the anxiety. You are not the anger. You're experiencing anxiety and anger? You're very welcome, Joan. It's an important question. In Irish, in the Irish language, we say Tá brón orm, which means the sadness is upon me. Tá anxiety orm, the anxiety is upon me. How does it feel when you look at it like that? The anger is upon me. Or you could say, more likely, the anger is welling up inside me and it's ready to come out like, rawr. But it isn't me. I'm just experiencing it. I'm experiencing anxiety. I'm carrying guilt and shame. See these things as separate to yourself, and then you can manage them. You can get bigger, and they can, like we did with the stone, they stay the same size, right? But then you can go, oh, now I can see it now, and it's actually quite small. The problems that you have in the world right now will always be the same size, but when you get small, they seem very big. When you get big, you've got your power back, right? You've got your power back, and then you can do something. And you have to go off and change your frequency to come back and shift it. Tracy has a really interesting comment here. I always felt that it was me, the anxiety. It's not you, Tracy. Okay. And that's the problem with people who feel other people's emotions. You think that you are the sadness. You're spending time around sadness, listening to sad music. I saw a comic there the other day going, I don't know why I'm sad all the time. And then she puts on sad music. Oh, yeah. You know, if you're not looking after you, if you're surrounding yourself with things that make you sad or people that make you angry, or you're reading articles that, inflame you, stop. That's why people love to go to nature. The forest holds a frequency of forest. The sea. This is why people who are grieving love the sea, because the sea is massive. And the sea doesn't care if you're happy or if you're sad. You can go there and you can be depressed or suicidal or anything. And you can go to the sea, and the sea is so big, it can hold whatever you are and 20 other million people as well. And you could just throw it out there. If you spend time in the forest, your energy changes to match the forest. So let's go back to anxiety, because I'm feeling it in the air very strongly right now. So you have this anxiety and you can't sit still with yourself. Do something about it. You are not the anxiety. See, even Shania, Sophia knows you are not your emotions. You have emotions. You experience the emotions. And when you don't process them, they solidify and you carry them in your physical body. Your organs get wrapped around by guilt and shame, and it can give you illnesses. So it's really important to know how to self-regulate, how to look after yourself in this, how to be with yourself, to cradle yourself and say, today I am with anxiety. What can I do? I'm going to phone a friend. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to play music that lifts it off. I'm going to stand in my power and say, anxiety, go. I don't want to feel you anymore. So I'm going to do some healing for everybody. As we've shaken you all up, you might become more aware now of what emotions are floating in your field. I'm sending out a frequency of golden healing light to each and every one of you, even on the replay, even on Instagram. Because I won't see your comments on Instagram. I really want to know how you're feeling. Bringing in the light, imagining it, feeling it bubbling on the top of your head, coming through your face, your eyes, your ears, the back of your neck, down your spine, into your chest and across, and breathing in the light. Breathing out anything that's not light. And slowing it down. Breathing in the light. Breathing out the anxiety. Now, even if you don't understand it, as George has just asked, you have to understand it. No, you don't need to understand it, but you need to understand that it is not you. I am the I. I am. I am not how I feel. I am who I am. I know what I am. That really helps to separate it. And then you get bigger, breathing in the light and softening and opening. And now feel like you've got balls of light coming out of your hands and just smoothing the aura like we did yesterday. Smoothing it in front of you, behind you. Visualize your etheric hands working behind you, and remember to get big. Remember to get big. There you go. Remembering to get big. Now, if you feel that as you do this, you're sealing yourself in to a ball of gold or a bubble of gold, and I'm helping you do that just with my intention and with the frequencies that are coming out. You're surrounded by gold. If you're feeling anxiety now, you can wind your finger around it and pull it out and just get rid of it. Wind it out and poof. And I'm not sending anxiety to you. I'm just showing you what to do. You can imagine it's hitting against a wall and just poof, exploding out. Poof. You're transforming it, not sending it back to where it came from. You're just getting it out of your energy field because you want something calm. You want to sit in a beautiful, calm bubble of peace. Put your hand on your heart. Breathing in and out. I am here. I am safe. I'm going to change the sound of the fork. I am here. I am safe. This is it, isn't it? I am here. I am safe. And you don't get to that if you've got a ton of anxiety dumped on you from wherever it's been dumped on you from. I'm here. I am safe. There we go. So that was day 2 of cleaning up your energy field exercise. It's not quite what I had in mind, but you know, this is why I love what I do. We work with what's right in front of us. If you're going to stick to the plan, you're going to ignore what's going on in front of you. And we don't need, we need to be with what there is in front of you. That's why I don't really have a very strong plan. But my plan is to check into this book every day this week. So I will be back tomorrow at 4:00 again. Now, I just want to say with this book that I love the cover so much, and I'm getting someone on Instagram to make me some exciting reels and pictures. If you feel that just reading the book's not going to be enough, I've got these QR codes that link you to workshops on how to use affirmations, meditations, that my voice. Look at this. Look what I've given you. I've given you a whole 1-hour webinar that you can listen to me for an hour. Who wants to do that? But it's all in this book. There's 7 hours worth of stuff in here. Look at this one. This is me talking and teaching you how to make boundaries. So this book, is 10 years worth of exercises in here, and links to me in Telegram where I am every day. And you can ask a question in there. Because, I'm not always on YouTube. And I have to say, Facebook makes it very difficult for me to see your comments. So if you're watching this on a replay and you have a question for me, it might be good to find me on Telegram or to use a little @ with my name so you can tag me in it so I'll get a notification, because I'm not getting notifications. So everyone's saying thank you. I want to just put this comment from Joyce up here. I want you to realize that when you have that anxiety in your energy field, when you're not looking after your energy field, you're carrying everything in there. You've got thought bubbles, thought forms from everybody else talking. Believe me, you have enough thought forms of your own. You don't need anyone else's in there. We need to be clearing our energy all the time. So Joyce says she's opened up her airways and her headspace. We can think clearly. We can hear our own thoughts when we're big and powerful. That's when we can make choices. That's why we've been kept small all of our lives. The brightest among us have been bombarded with distractions to keep us from our power. and they're not nice distractions either. So look, I'm going to be here again tomorrow. And if this is a replay, there should be a few more to watch after this one. I'm going forward in time. So I'm going to end this now. And please do continue to talk in the comments and tag me if you want to ask me a question about this. So just bring yourself down, bring yourself in the moment. I am here. I am safe. One more. I am here. I am safe. Whoa. And I'll see you on the next live stream. Okay.